well. So I've done a few of these now, so you should maybe, if you've seen them, you'll know the score. So temperatures are absolutely crazy at the minute. It's 34, 35 degrees. I'm gonna have a couple of weekends off the bank, both because of the weather, and I've got a few family commitments. So I've decided to spend my time wisely and do a few long-term tackle tests. So I've done a couple already. I'll stick links in the comments in case you're interested. And this one is something that I feel really, really passionate about, and it is hooks. A lot of you will know I joined the Ridgemonkey team in January this year. I'd used a few of the Ridgemonkey hooks before, I've been generally quite impressed with them, but this opportunity has given me the chance to try the entire range. I should say, I am a bit weird about hooks. I'm a bit obsessive about it. For me, like, I want a hook to be the right shape. I want it to, you know, have the right wire thickness. I want the points to stay on them and stuff like that. So I am really, really fussy when it comes to hooks. I'm not a big fan of sharpening hooks. I want something that's got a decent point on it that stays on maybe for a couple of fish. A lot of the venues that I fish are typically sort of like, I won't say runs waters, but you've got a chance of putting a few fish together, and you don't want to be changing the hook every fish, etc. So what do I think? Well, overall, I would say, yeah, I have been really, really impressed by these hooks. I don't know if you've seen the range, but there's a pretty extensive range out there. You've essentially got a straight point, wide gape. These are perfect if you want like really quick, the hook to penetrate really quickly. Typically if you're fishing over like a softer bottom, so if I'm on the sandpit and SNR fishery, which has got a sandy bottom as the name suggests, I'll use these. I think if you use them over gravel, I'd be conscious that the point would maybe go over quicker than it would with a beak point. There is a beak point hook, which, like I say, if I'm fishing over gravel or any sort of like harder substrate, I will use those. They form quite a lot of I use those for quite a lot of my fishing in both a 6 and a 4. Typically I'll tie them with a combi multi-rig, so I can change the hook out if I've a few fish on it and the point's starting to go slightly. They are an exceptional hook. I've caught loads and loads of fish on them, even over the last sort of 6 or 7 months. I found the points stay sharp. I've had some big catfish on them. I've struggled to, none of them have opened out or anything like that. Like I said, the points have been sharp. The hooks haven't got misshapen at all. So yeah, really, really impressed by those. There is also a range of curves. Now, if I had to pick a hook that I would use for everything, it definitely would be the curve. And specifically, it would be the size 4. Bit of a hack here. What I've done is I've bought some of the bulk packs and transferred them into old hook packs, just so I can store more of them. Like I said, I fish quite a lot and I go through quite a lot of hooks. These are by some distance my favourite ever carp hook, which I think is a testament. I've been fishing quite a long time. I've used a lot of different hooks from different manufacturers. These are awesome. It's the Ape-X curve. They do them in a 6, they do them in a 4. Typically I'll use the 4. I use these for either my German rigs. I fish a lot of German rigs, either sort of long German rigs on fluorocarbon, or shorter, more positive ones if I'm fishing like wafters and stuff like that. Brilliant hook. Catch multiple fish on the same hook. I think you'd struggle to bend one of these with a car, never mind with a fish. I've had some really big cats on these and they've absolutely not budged. I've been in really snaggy situations. I mean, I'll show you in a minute. Ridgemonkey do a specific range of XX hooks, but I struggle to see why you need them with these. Yeah, these are my favourite of carp hooks. They're absolutely exceptional. But we've got a big test coming up. So again, if you follow my social media, you'll see that we are off to Thailand on our family holiday. And as ever with my family, we do a bit of fishing when we're out there. We're not going to fish any of the crazy big fish waters. So we've done Gillan's before. We've had a lot of big fish from there. So like cats to 170, 150 pound carp, etc. So we're going to be fishing somewhere we've got a chance of a few bites. This is the kids' first trip to Thailand. So we're going to be testing out the XX range of hooks. So there's a medium curve 2XX, which I think we'll get some use if we're fishing sort of pop-ups, fishing long hook lengths for the Siamese. And then I think the hook I'll be using most is the Snag 2XX. I don't know if you can see, they are a proper meaty hook, which, considering that even the waters we're fishing, we're potentially fishing for fish up to 200 pounds, I am really interested to see how they get on. I'll post 100% of the results. You know, if we go there and it's an absolute disaster and the hooks are bending out left, right, and centre, I'm gonna post the honest results. I've been fishing for too long to recommend stuff that doesn't work. But having sort of had a play around with these, I think these are going to be pretty good. And for me, if you can catch a £100 plus fish in 38 degrees, you know, I think I'd trust them for any sort of fishing that you might do in Europe. So watch this space. I will be doing a review of these. But yeah, safe to say the review. I've been really impressed with the hook so far. Like I said, fishing's too important to me to use stuff that is rubbish. Just one top tip that I would give just before I finish that. The Armoury rig box is awesome. Like, I am quite an organised angler in terms of the amount of kit that I like to take. I like to make sure I've got a lot of rigs with me. This is a brilliant bit of kit. You can get well over, I'd say, certainly 100 plus rigs in that, and they are not that expensive. It just saves carrying loads of different hook boxes. Like, I know that I can turn up on the bank. Everything I need in here, from blowbacks to spinners to German rigs to combi multi-rigs, etc., all in here, all ready to go. So yeah, check that out if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.